Oh, wow, we're done. You guys are watching the end. The credits are rolling. I am going to change the screenshot, unpin myself, and put you guys in gallery view. I'll ask you to unmute, and then you can. Oh, good. Emily's already unmuted. All righty. I know. Come on camera, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We don't have everyone just yet, but they will be here in just a moment. So great job, first of all, to the wonderful actors. Yes. Murder. Okay.
Oh, I hear it going in somebody's
got, somebody's got the show streaming still, so press pause. Hello, Daebreon. Hello, hello. We have we don't have all of the murderers here yet, but we've got the biggest murderer here.
To say, that was fun to watch. It's been a couple of weeks since we filmed that, and it was really fun to watch.
It was, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was, and it was fun for me too when I was getting ready for the editing process and watching. I was like, oh yeah, that's what happened. I forgot all about that. So
it was really well edited.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I will let the editor know that. She did a great job. Her name was Cynthia Bennett. She did a really great job. And our editor for episodes 1 through 7 was Zora, who also did a great job with those episodes and did the original music, which we love. The original music. That is a royal murder music. That is original, a royal murder music, which is so exciting. So we have nearly everyone here. I know there's our last actor coming in right now. And we do have people watching. I can actually see it. I can see it on the other screen. Let's see if I can make it so that I can watch without there being, all right. Let's see if we can do that and make it live. So we are live on YouTube right now. Oh, good. Look how cool your hair is,
Anthony. Thank you.
Look at the braids.
How's everybody?
Good.
Doing well.
Good.
Wonderful. I'm changing your name, Anthony, so that if anybody is trying to see who you are, they can tell who you are. So first of all, we do have people watching. I want to say kudos to the cast. And I see people are saying there's a chat going on right now. Great job to the actors. Hooray. They're saying it was fun, innocent, but not so innocent little Emily, which is funny. Gina says hello to beautiful Daebreon, and she loved the music. And Manda also said what Gina said, the music is awesome. So we have people watching right now. You guys are welcome to put your comments in the chat. When I look at my other screen, I'm looking at what you're putting in the chat. So you're welcome to put comments in there. Thank you, Manda. So anyway, we are done. This was a really fun project that you guys all worked on. And as you know, you guys didn't know who the murderer was the whole time. I mean, you suspected some things, but we'll just do a quick round robin. I love it. It says the princess seems so innocent, and then Daebreon, you little harlot, you. No, that was Cassandra.
Oh my!
Cassandra. It wasn't Daebreon. It was Cassandra.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Great production. The show was great. Music was great. Sending love to Daebreon from Amber J. Sings. Hi, Amber. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. I hope you guys, you guys can talk back and forth too. I'll read some of the comments as we're going on. Manda's giving you shout outs, Donna. She said,
Yay.
Donna.
Love you, Manda.
So let's see. Did you all suspect that it was Princess Penelope? Or if you did, when did you start suspecting it was Princess Penelope? Did you ever suspect Emily?
I had a little bit I was a little bit suspicious, but I was like, no, it couldn't have been. No. So I was a bit in denial for a while. I was like, it's definitely the inspector, it's Phoebe.
Yeah.
That was my vote for most of the show.
And I'll have to tell you a fun fact in one moment, but first, Daebreon, you were saying you knew all of that. She was your choice from the beginning.
Yep.
You thought it was Princess. That is so funny. Gina says, I love so much fun. I love how Daniel looked confused about the whole thing. He looked like, why is this happening right now? What is happening right now? What is happening? That was your permanent expression, like, what is happening?
Yeah, well, I only found out that I had been poisoned like a few minutes prior to that. So that was playing a factor in it all.
Yes, the poison was new for all of you. I will tell you, I always knew that that the inspector was going to be one of the guilty parties. And I knew that Cassandra was going to be one of the guilty parties. And I'd gone back and forth about Jessica. And I had gone back and forth about the princess, although I leaned toward the princess as well. So I knew two of you for sure. But I will tell you, Emily, and I want to say it was episode 2 when Theo came to your room, Officer Bright came to your room, and you were like, he's dead. Oh, like that kind of,
Connie, I was following your direction.
No, you were not.
Thought you wanted. I guess I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a choice here.
Yes.
We'll see where this goes.
And it was a brilliant choice. It was a brilliant choice. That made it so much fun. It really did. It really did. Gina says Phoebe was a hot mess. So.
Yeah, but it turns out the princess was she's that way. Princess was a hot mess
actually
too.
Oh wait, I have to look here to see where you guys are, because where you are on my screen and where you are here. Can you guys see yourself on the YouTube screen? So yes, on the YouTube screen, Donna, she's below you. The princess is below you. Yeah.
Well, princess, you were a hot mess, girl.
It was.
I said, one thing that had me cracking up laughing on the last episode was, she said, oh, I stabbed him. It was out of passion. It's like, who stabbed somebody out of passion? Like, what?
It's second-degree murder as opposed to first-degree, you see.
A crime of passion.
Right.
Not premeditated.
Not premeditated,
Yeah.
of course. Of course. But I will say, wait, hold on. There's another comment. Poor Daniel. He went from finding out his daddy wasn't his daddy. His sister was a princess. His mama gave him up and his real daddy got killed. And then he met an untimely demise. I feel so bad for him. Or something like that. So
well, thank you.
He didn't die during the episode. So I will just put that out there. Neither Jessica nor William died during the episode. ...
So maybe I'll be back in the sequel.
Not if Princess Penelope has anything to do with it.
No,
Mm-hmm.
but they know that they were poisoned in time to maybe get help.
Exactly. And
That's how Arthur Conan Doyle ended his when he wanted to kill off Sherlock Holmes. Did it in a way so he could possibly bring him back.
it's the only way to do it. It's the only way to do it. Out of passion was one of my favorite lines every time she said it. So that was one of the comments that was made. I love the comment that that Princess Penelope's, that Officer Bright said to Princess Penelope when he said, "Don't make me shoot you, Princess."
I would have had to do what I had to do. Gotta protect them.
So, and I loved Jessica. So Danielle, I loved your expressions. And what's interesting is, and we've talked about this in some of the pre-show interviews, when I'm editing, so when I'm watching just the actors who are speaking, even if there are other actors on the screen, I'm really just watching those who are speaking. But when I get to edit, I get to see everybody. And Jessica stayed in character at all times. The facial expressions, the shock, the awe, all of it. And it was one of my favorite things to see every single time I got to edit was, let's see how Danielle did her expressions. Like, oh, she nailed it. So that was really fun for me. And so who did you think was the murderer, Danielle? Who was your first thought about who the murderer was?
Oh, I don't know if you all remember this, but near the beginning when we were filming, I actually said, I hope it's not Princess Penelope. Because then we're dealing with patricide. And I was like, oh, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. So that was sort of my beginning sentiment. I always was very suspicious of my character and the inspector. But I have to say, as time went along, I actually began suspecting William because there was no suspicion on him. He seemed so innocent in all of our talks. No one was ever suspecting him. And to me, I'm like, oh, that's the perfect person to commit it. The one no one's thinking about, the one who seems so innocent.
That would have made him so criminally insane, though. I mean, bad enough that the princess is going, and we really want to get to the bottom of her thievery and what caused that. And of course, I know, but we never talked about why she was stealing. And she said we'd never get, well, she said that the inspector would never get to the bottom of it, but that did leave room for a royal murder too. Gina also said, y'all are gonna have to hunt Princess Penelope down as a group. She's gotta go down. And Jessica was delightful. Yes, I agree. Jessica was absolutely delightful.
Oh, had a lot to work with. So thank you. You all, I know you mentioned my reactions, but everyone here, you gave me so much to react to. Honestly, you did.
I think what was fun, and Danielle mentioned this in one of the interviews that we did, is being able to see, the Brady Bunch squares, as it were, and not knowing where everybody really is, but then finding out, afterwards that, oh, I looked at the right person. Like, it looked like we were all looking at each other when they really aren't. The actors mostly cannot see each other when we're doing this. And I know that was pretty hard. I know, exactly. Yep. And then you turn the wrong way or you lean too far in because of the backdrops, your face would come off. We had all kinds of technical, interesting things that we dealt with. But it worked really well. You guys did really well. Who was your favorite character to watch? Each one of you. I'll start with, I'll go in my round robin. So Danielle, I'll start with you.
Okay. Wow, that's a good one. I'm gonna go with Theo.
Theo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say this. I never said this while we were filming because I didn't want to put Daebreon and Anthony on the spot. But I absolutely loved the chemistry between you two and how you were Daebreon and your character, you were very much on a high energy level. And then Theo was so cool. And I loved how your scenes worked. And I think that's why I always enjoyed watching you, Anthony and Theo. I just loved your delivery. It was just so chill and so cool. Even though I know probably internally you were but the delivery was I loved your delivery.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
A comment came in, Anthony, from Danielle Hall. And also, Phoebe was my favorite character, though. She had a plan and was so conniving and crazy as a bedbug. So
and got crazier as we went.
Well, you know what? I knew your character was going to be crazy from the beginning. Just you sitting outside with the binoculars. I'm she is such a hot mess from episode 1. I loved it. I love that about you. So I enjoyed watching all of you, but you guys can't say all of you like I can. So I get to say all of you, but you guys have to pick one. So who was your favorite character to watch?
Who'd you
Did you say?
Emily.
This is a hard question. Jessica. I think, I loved watching Phoebe in her car scenes, but I think Jessica had this presence of she knows something but she's smart with what she shares. And I always thought that would draw me in. And I loved watching Jessica. Everyone did a great job. That's a hard question.
It's a hard question, but I think it's fun to be able to share some of the specific memories that you had, like what made those characters fun to watch. So it's okay. We all love watching each other, and it was great. Donna, what about you? Who was your favorite to watch?
I think Daniel as William. That just every revelation was like, what? Huh? It's such a surprise.
Yes, and that made it so much fun. I love that. Daniel, who was your favorite to watch?
Well, I really liked watching Cassandra. I think I really noticed this actually when we were rehearsing it rather than before I started watching it. So sometimes we'd have stuff that dealt with really emotionally fraught stuff, especially with all the Tiana backstory. And oh, I'm sorry, I think my internet's a little unstable. So sometimes when we were doing it, would have a difficult time getting quite into the emotional connection on the first take, just because I'd only read the script a few minutes before we did it. And Daebreon, you were always just like right where you needed to be emotionally, just like that. And it was always really amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Daebreon?
I'd have to go with the inspector. It was entertaining to see what she was gonna do next. Like, something's going on with this lady that's not quite right. And I just can't wait to see. And yeah, by the time we got to episodes like 5, 6, 7, I was like, whoa, she is
Off a rocker.
she is not well, bless her heart. And
says the kettle to the pot there.
But it was the conviction that she had with everything that she said, whether it was true or not, she was convinced of it, you know, and I loved her commitment to it. And she was a woman with a plan, and she was going to see it through to completion. And I mean, as we saw in the finale, she was working it. Everybody, she was dance, puppets, dance.
Puppet master. I agree. Let me read another comment here. Daebreon played the devastated and indignant sister so well. She was adamant that her sister had no choice, even though you knew by the end she was starting to realize she did. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Amber Singh said that's how Daebreon rolls. So,
Thank you, Amber.
Anthony.
Oh, I enjoy watching everybody. Like that's a really tough question. I had to say that as well. But I gotta say, my sister Cassandra, like just the way she like got into character, as well as like you could tell it's like the passion that she had in her voice. Not taking anything away from anybody, including myself, but just the way she like hopped in the character and boom, and she was able to just deliver it and, you know, knock it out the park. So definitely, I had to say that.
Thank you,
brother. I know. Go ahead, give us some tears, Daebreon. Do it on the time.
on the spot.
I will say, as much as I enjoyed everybody for different reasons. I enjoyed reactions. I love the facial expressions. I will say that Emily, for me, because you, like you said, you made a choice in your delivery in that moment. That made me watch you every time because I never knew what I was going to get from you. You had the lines. Yes, you had the script. But how you are going to deliver them as either a guilty person or an innocent person, I never knew which choice you were going to make. And to me, each episode you chose something different. So sometimes you chose, I'm going to give this an innocent delivery because today I don't feel like I did it. And so your delivery was so innocent. And then other days it was, my father deserved to die. And it was like, oh, wait, what happened? But you could see the impetus for your lines completely. And I could tell, oh, she feels guilty today. Today she's feeling like I killed that man. And yesterday or last episode, she was feeling like, I would have done it if I'd been given the chance, sort of. I wouldn't, it wasn't me. Like you could see all of the nuances of your performance. And I thought that was really brilliant. So I thought all of you did great. It was fun. It was campy. It was emotional. It wasn't just, it wasn't just a mystery. It was a fun kind of campy mystery. I love when you guys went big with your characters. Donna, honestly, you did crazy for us real well. Real well. Real well. And Jessica, I agree. I don't know who said it in terms of you with the secret of sharing just however much information you wanted to share, but that was really, really true.
Yeah.
And so, because even in the beginning, when you knew you'd been following him, you knew you'd seen him at the hotel, you were in, scheming with Phoebe, you didn't let on. I mean, and granted, you didn't know all of this going into episode 1 because it was unrolling and, being revealed to you, but you held tight to, I'm not going to give all of this away just yet. I'm just concerned about my son. I'm just going to stay right there today. And I thought that was brilliant. I thought it was brilliant. I think you all did such a fun job. And I agree with you. Those of you who said that, I think it was you, Danielle, who said the chemistry between Anthony and Daebreon was immediate. Immediate. I thought that was such a great scene. So that was great. Okay, somebody's asking, why did Penelope need the money? Inquiring minds want to know. Well, I think that's in a royal murder too, don't you all?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have some thoughts on that I'm not going to share right now.
You're welcome to share your thoughts if you'd like.
You'll have to stay tuned, whoever is asking that question.
Yes, absolutely. And then Tracy Arnold is saying, I loved how the princess said, who wouldn't want my father dead?
True. Very true.
Not the expected.
True.
Donna was fully in control and completely out of control at the same time. Brilliant.
That's good.
And then you all deserve a vacation. So let me ask you, one of the things that we put into, I know, and Donna is actually, that is her real, I mean, it's a backdrop, but it's a picture of where she actually is right now. So Donna is having her vacation. So, yeah, she has skipped town and diplomatic her way back. So one of the elements that I put into the script was 8:15. And I knew that early on, as you know, because I had to change the time of, when we would air each episode to 8:15 intentionally. And sequel, everybody's excited about a sequel. So in your opinions, because you all had reasons to know what 8:15 meant, what was 8:15? What was it referring to?
I refer to the hotel room.
I thought it was my play.
My birthday.
Wait,
I think
Prince Henry meant when he scrawled it in blood.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what did it actually stand for?
Yes.
Don't know.
That's a good question.
I feel like it was the hotel room because it was the scene of the crime. Everyone would have, overlapped with one another there. And because he didn't know I was killing him. So he wouldn't have warned other people of me. So I think it's the hotel room.
Okay.
To
Maybe
be like, this is the location.
Maybe he was being sentimental and remembering the important day of the birth of his daughter in the same way that when Charles Foster Kane died, his last words were Rosebud.
Well, I think that it was Emily's birthday because of the fact that, say again, I'm sorry, Princess, excuse me, I'm sorry, Emily. Sorry, I think that it was to say that it was the princess because of the fact that Theo did say that after he had been stabbed is when he called his daughter, and then his words were, "What did you do?" He was still on the floor. And that's where the 815 was written in the blood, was on the floor. When Theo came in, he said that he picked him up off of the floor and put him on the bed. That's the only time he could have actually done it, was when he was still on the floor, was to actually write the 815 in blood. So it had to have been about her. It couldn't have been about my room, which was 815, because I hadn't come in there yet. And he definitely couldn't have done it after I slit his throat. So
Yeah, I don't think he would have.
he had to use the blood from his stab wounds to do the writing.
And I don't know that he would have actually had the knowledge that Phoebe's badge number was 815.
815, right.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's
he would have known the flight number
No.
either.
Or the
Right.
flight, exactly. Right.
Yeah, it
Pretty
was
obscure.
your birthday, sweet princess. It was your birthday.
wait a minute, sweet princess.
The inspector is rising up again.
I have a sweet side.
You're on a sweet team.
I am.
So somebody wanted to know if 815 meant the Chicago area code. I don't know that 815 is that a Chicago area code? I know 312 is. And 847, I think. I don't know about 815, but 815 was Princess Penelope's birthday. And he was still on the floor. He did use the blood that came from the inspector stabbing him and wouldn't have been able to do it after his throat had been cut. You're exactly right. So
the moral of the story is, if you're a murder victim writing in blood and you're trying to leave a clue behind, choose something that's a little more, a little easier to read.
a name. You can write 815, but Penelope
could have wrote her name.
Could do initials.
It's still, we got Phoebe. So if he'd written a P, we still would have had the issue. Still would have had the issue.
Would have narrowed it down a bit.
Yes, we would have known. This was so much fun. This was so much fun before. Rockford, Illinois is a 815 area code, but that's not what this was. Nobody here was from Rockford. So we had Manchester people, and that was pretty much it. And then the DC area people. So, and then what did you think about my autopsy report? Did you see
That was
it?
cute.
Oh, that was a nice touch.
Brilliant.
I like the way it sort of stopped at the end and just highlighted all of the
Contributing factors.
It was helpful just for keeping that straight, because
Right.
and I can imagine the coroner being very confused.
Poor guy.
Did you notice what wasn't included in terms of what killed him on the autopsy report?
It went pretty quick.
The poison?
Well,
No,
it
the
mentioned
poison was the primary cause of death.
It said stabbing. It said
Stabbing.
Blunt force trauma.
Blunt force. So the primary cause was poison with contributing factors, stab wounds, and blunt force trauma.
Mhm.
so it didn't mention the cut throat.
It didn't mention it.
I would think that it would be easier to notice that than say poison.
That didn't contribute to it though. He was
So
already
why did it not mention
he
it?
was already gone.
Well, the thing is that with the I've watched way too much Criminal Minds, honestly. Too many things with medical examiners and things like that. But apparently there's certain wounds, or actually NCIS with Ducky. So when there are certain wounds, you can tell if they were dead by the time that wound
Yeah.
happened.
Mhm.
You guys
After the
know,
heart-
everybody's nodding. Yeah.
We know that too from watching all of those shows.
Well, I do know after the heart stops beating, the
blood.
wounds stop bleeding. So a post-mortem wound would, I guess, be less messy than. You know what? I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm bringing this up.
Emily, Princess Penelope
Graphic.
killed him.
Sorry, Penelope. All right, so everybody said such a good clue. Love the Easter eggs. Outstanding job, everybody. Lots of fun to watch, everyone. And thank you. This was great fun. So thank you, guys. Thank you, wonderful actors and actresses. You were so amazing. It was so much fun working with you. I look forward to a Royal Murder season 2.
Who were the winners? Who were the winners? Who were the winners?
You know what? I didn't have their names pulled up right here, but I will say congratulations to, I know I should have had a list, to the contest winners. There were 7 contest winners. Woohoo! And so I will send you an email, and it will have your gift card attached to it. Your email will have your Amazon gift card. So congratulations. But for those who thought it was William, for those who thought it was Jessica, you didn't win. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And even Cassandra, who slit his throat, it's still, yeah. But I will say the 7 winners all said Princess Penelope.
Wow.
Every single one said that 100%. Yeah, I'm sorry. You gave it away.
She just looks sweet and innocent.
Yes, it's part of my game.
Yeah.
So if there's a trial scene in,
Say it again, Daniel.
if a Royal Murder 2 has a scene where everybody's on trial or something like that, you have to include that line that you said earlier about how, like, how do you plead? And, well, I don't feel guilty today.
No, and then she also has to say, how do you plead? Oh, I plead with passion.
You must plead with passion.
Yes.
And Jessica's not saying a word, so she doesn't have to. Hopefully she'll just survive to the trial.
I know. On pens and needles.
Oh, but there are lots of things that can take place in a sequel. So we will make sure that we have fun with it. Anyway, great job, everyone. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the YouTube
Yes.
live
Thank
chat.
you.
Thank you so much. It was really
Thank
fun.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
guys.
you, Connie. Thank you.
Thank you.
This was so much fun.
Yes. Kudos to our writer, director, producer, Connie.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. This was so much fun. It is a joy working with all of you. So anyway, I will see you at our next reading. That's all I'll say.
Right.